Hey everyone, welcome back to the Not Just Politics podcast. The following is a conversation with Caitlyn Scott. She's a senior journalism major, political science minor at Point Park, and vice president of outreach at the Point Park Bridge USA chapter. She's also quite boring, but that's irrelevant. We came in here to just catch up on what she's been up to. It was a really fun episode. I hope you all enjoy. See ya. Yeah, I ate dinner late. So I got home. I came back from Village Park yesterday because there was a thing with like pizza and the president. Unfortunately, the president wasn't there because I guess there was like he had a family emergency. I hope everything's okay.
Okay.
But I was there and there was Genoa's pizza that sucked. Sorry, I know Genoa's listens to this show, but listen.
Sorry. Wait, do they really?
No.
Oh, I was about to say. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, dude. I'm like, that's cool. Like, I mean, oh, shut up. Yeah, laugh at me. Okay. Yeah.
Jake Paul.
You haven't look at me. Go ahead. Yeah.
Jake Paul also listens to the show every single time.
You guys are all. I'm allowed to swear, right?
Yeah.
You're a bunch of assholes.
Jake Paul listens every single show. He listens to all of them.
Whatever. Yeah.
But sorry, Genoa's, that pizza wasn't good. I think Genoa's.
I think Genoa's is okay.
It's,
I mean, is it the best? But
it's
no.
okay pizza, but Genoa's is more of like a sauce-heavy pizza. I like cheese-heavy pizza. I don't like a lot of sauce. I like a lot of cheese. And I picked up a slice of Genoa's where only like 50% of the slice was covered in cheese, and I was disgusted.
Well, when you order it on your own, then just ask them for extra cheese.
Well, I don't order from Genoa's. I go to Pizza Fiesta or Papa Allen's.
I don't think I've ever tried either of those.
Yes, you have.
Which
I think
one?
last time when we did the Bridge USA virtual call, we got pizza. That was Pizza Fiesta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I'm fairly certain that it was.
I don't know. I'm lucky I remember what I did yesterday, let alone what I did like 3 or 4 months ago or however. I don't know.
Agreed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, like what'd you have for breakfast yesterday? Bet you don't remember.
I had yogurt.
Okay, you do. I remember.
Because I eat the same thing every day.
Okay. Well, that's different. Then that's a different story.
That's all I have time for.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's quick.
Yeah. Well, you are famously our most boring guest. So what have you been up to?
Yeah, boring. Let me see. I've been doing my internship at WTAE,
which is local Pittsburgh television for people that don't know.
It's within like the top 26 I think it's like the 26th market, I think. So that's like relatively like good for like television broadcasts. Like I think you want to be within like the top like 20 or 30s, which is pretty good.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a terminology thing they used.
Yeah. I didn't know that either until my one professor was like, yeah, let me talk to you guys about markets and stuff and about like which ones you guys should be aiming for. And I'm like, oh, that's the thing I should be looking for.
Yeah.
So thank you, Professor Fabili. You're the best.
Point Park does a thing where they'll like tell you the important information like right before you need it. Like
yeah. Because I only graduate in like almost 2 months.
Wait, have you applied for graduation?
Unfortunately.
Okay, so this is insane, and I think whenever Mark and Trevor from SGA come on here in a couple of weeks, more like in probably like a month, we're going to talk about this. But apparently they didn't tell the senior class that they had to apply for graduation.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people got kind of like
just right before the deadline, they were like, oh, by the way, you have to apply to graduate.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know was a thing.
See,
and apparently the university doesn't advertise that. So I think SGA is going to file it.
I didn't know that until my sister, she graduated from Washington and Jefferson College, which is in Washington, PA. And I guess they had to do the same thing. And so it was like, I don't know, like maybe like January. She was like, oh, hey, by the way, did you apply for graduation? I'm like, that's a thing that people do at colleges?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I think a lot of colleges do that. She goes, yeah, I didn't know until like, I think she said like a few months before she had to graduate because her advisor just didn't tell her at all.
Oh, jeez.
So, I mean, I guess unfortunately it's not anything, I guess, new that, the administration doesn't tell you. But yeah, I know somebody the other day who was in my political science class and they were like, yeah, I like applied because I guess like the deadline, because they're graduating in December like I am. And I guess they were like, oh, the deadline for me was in July. I applied in late August because I didn't know that until like somebody told me. And they were like, oh, shoot.
That's insane. So you said English is tough.
English.
You said your sister graduated from Washington Jefferson University?
Yeah, Washington and Jefferson College, yeah.
Oh, college. I think they have a bridge. That's here in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, it's Washington, PA.
I think they have a Bridge USA chapter.
Do they? Washington and Jefferson. No, it's Washington, Pennsylvania. It's
No, they
like,
don't have one?
It's like 45 minutes away from here.
There's another college. That's the one that has a chapter. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And I think they were at the summit, and they didn't. Not that we did an official like PA chapter meetup. I think there's 4 chapters in PA total, which I only thought there was 2. I thought it was only us and Pitt, but apparently
there's not one at Penn State.
I'm so sorry
right?
for the viewers.
There's not one at Penn State, right?
No. What, Gavin?
You don't remember the people from Philly?
I do remember the people from Philly. I didn't talk to them too often, to be honest.
What college were they from?
I'm looking at the state list
okay.
now.
Okay.
I'm finding us. Here we go. University of Pittsburgh, Thomas Jefferson. Wait, Penn State University does have a Bridge USA chapter.
Oh,
Nice. That's fire.
Okay.
That's fire. Yeah, so next time we're at Summit, we'll have to do a full PA meetup. I think Nico talked about starting one at IUP whenever he got there.
Oh.
So he might do that too. So there might be an IUP chapter. So that'd be fun. We'd have a lot of chapters, and we'd have 5. I think California still has the most chapters. I think they have like some just ridiculously obscene number of chapters. I think they have 5, which makes sense.
They didn't say where Summit is supposed to be yet, right?
5. They have 5, yeah. No, but Manu did post on his Instagram story that they're looking at locations now. They're like scouting out places.
Hopefully, I might be able to go. I'm still debating. We're gonna see.
I think last year we found out in
I remember
October or November.
I remember you sending me the stuff about in like November.
Yeah, I think so. We're gonna find out real soon, which is good. I hope it's in Austin. That would be very fun.
Oh, Austin.
Because then we could go to the Comedy Mothership.
The Comedy Mothership?
That's Joe Rogan's comedy club.
Oh.
And we could go watch some. We could go watch some stand up. I think that'd be great.
Oh, that would be cool.
I would
actually.
go. Although you know what's crazy? The tickets are sold out for like a year. Like the tickets for Kill Tony are sold out all the way through February of 24. Or no, I mean
25?
I think February 25 or something ridiculous. Like it's one of the biggest like live comedy shows you can go to.
Wow.
You know it's so funny. This is so random, but like I was watching an episode of Kill Tony, and in the middle, Theo Von just randomly showed up, walked on the stage, said hi, and then left. He just showed up and said hi and then left. It was kind of funny, but anyway, enough of that. So you've been interning at WTAE. You're doing another thing though, right? You're doing 2?
Yeah, I'm doing the one with WTAE, and then the other one I'm still continuing with Trib Total Media.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do WTAE 2 times a week, and then I do the Trib like whenever I can.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been a little stressed driving all the way to Wilkinsburg. It's not fun. It's an hour and a half one way for me, and then an hour and a half back.
Oh, yeah, Wilkinsburg. That is far away
And
from
so
me.
I wake up at 2:45 on Mondays and Fridays, and then get there for 5 o'clock. Then I'm there until 1, and then with traffic, I don't get home sometimes until 4 or 4:30. So.
But like you didn't get up that early today, did you?
No.
I was gonna say you've been up for like 9 hours.
I
or
worked
something.
Monday and Wednesday, so then I could technically take off for today.
Gotcha.
Because
okay.
I only have time to work 16 hours a week, so I just did it on Wednesday instead.
Gotcha.
Because they only let us work between 16 and 24 hours. But I mean, the pay is really good. They pay me $20 an hour for.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what they pay for their employees, which is kind of why WTAE hire me. I promise I do good.
Please.
Yeah.
Please hire me.
Please hire me. Yeah. I've been looking for jobs. That's kind of stressful. I had an interview yesterday with a marketing company based in Orlando, so palm trees.
Yes, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess apparently the CEO of the company is supposed to call me back sometime today to offer me a position, but I don't think I necessarily want it because it sounds like it's based on commission. In the hours, it sounds like you work from like 9 a.m. to like 11 p.m. like Monday through Saturday.
But it's Florida. You love Florida. You loved it. You almost didn't come back.
I mean, yeah, but like working. Working over 12 hours a day on top of probably not getting any compensation for relocation, on top of working 6 days a week only for commission. I don't really think that sounds like something I'm really looking for at this moment in time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But if you were there, then you could see Claire when she goes to Orlando for the All Sides conference.
She texted me about that, and she was like, Caitlyn, I'm going back to the land of the palm trees. And
yeah,
I was
you
like,
are.
I can fit in a suitcase.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So... Yeah, but I've been a little stressed. I'm tired. I don't sleep anymore, which is fantastic. But other than that, we're vibing and we're alive and we're not dead yet. So that's, I guess, a plus.
No, we're not. And you could just go to Claire. Go with Claire to Orlando.
Yeah, just to take a
Just
break.
go in her. Yeah, just go in
Yeah.
her suitcase. Yeah, I guess that'd probably be fine.
Yeah, I mean,
There'd be a way to make that work.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, like if she has to take another bag, I'll pay for it. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Like if she has to take 2, it's all right. Even if it's for a weekend, just take 2 like big, large bags. It's fine.
Has anyone ever done that? Has anyone ever hid themselves in a suitcase
I'm sure somebody
And-
probably has.
and gone all the way through?
But wouldn't they be able to tell if they like scan that through that there's like a human
Yeah.
person in there? I mean,
Unless there was some sort of fancy suitcase that would like block the X-rays,
I
and
don't
then
know. Apparently, there's been another gun found at Pittsburgh Regional, the Pittsburgh Airport.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's another one. Yeah, we
Like they
covered
got
that.
through TSA.
I think got through TSA.
Oh.
I think, but I don't know. For
Wonderful.
sure. Check it out on WTAE.com.
So this is my question. Like, because now we're gonna get into what we're gonna talk about. Now we're gonna get into the real stuff.
Hey, segue.
If the government shuts down, which I suspect that it will on November 17th, I suspect it will shut down because I don't think that our elected officials can reelect a speaker and figure out a bill that they
All
couldn't
of it.
figure out in months
Right.
in 45 days.
Right.
I don't think they can do it. I don't have a whole lot of faith.
I don't either, to be honest.
So I think it's going to shut down. And can you fly? Because like TSA doesn't get paid and traffic.
I mean,
don't
I think they still have to work, but I think later on it's like for however amount of time. Like I think they eventually get paid back for the amount of time that they're working.
Well, they better.
now, but they just
better.
like if you're living paycheck to paycheck, then of course
Yeah,
you're
then
not
you
going to get
can't.
paid.
You can't do it.
No,
Yeah.
you're just going to get the back pay later on, which I mean, like, okay, great, you're still getting paid for the work, but I mean, if you
But you gotta
have a large
survive.
family and you
Yeah.
don't get a paycheck like you do every 2 weeks, then you're screwed, essentially. At least
Yeah.
depending on how long they're going to be shut down for. Okay, yeah, if they're shut down for a week or 2, then maybe okay, like that's manageable. But anything past that, then it might be tough.
But also, if like what's crazy is that this happened in 2018 too, where the government shut down right before tax season.
How long did they shut down for though?
I don't remember.
I don't think
I
it
don't
was
remember.
as it wasn't that long. At least I don't think it.
I don't remember it being that long, but I remember thinking like, do we have to pay taxes? Like, if they're shut down,
I'm sure you still
do
do.
I have to pay? I'd love to not pay taxes.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think anybody would.
we
agree
could
with you
just
on
we
that.
could all just evade them.
I mean, we could, yeah.
We could just all, because according to Trump, that makes me smart if I don't pay my
There
taxes.
you go.
That
Do
makes
you
me
hear
smart.
that he might fill in as a temporary speaker for the?
There's no way he'll get voted. Listen, people are
I mean,
saying
I don't
this.
think he will
There's
either. But I've
absolutely
seen a
no way
lot of
he'll get voted in. Someone like Matt Gaetz,
Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's her pick.
the professional goobers in the House Freedom Caucus, being, I'm guessing Lauren Boebert, Marjorie, who by the
Marjorie Taylor
way,
Greene.
Lauren Boebert was feeling that dude up at that theater watching. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
This is kind of old news, but I think it's hysterical. Lauren Boebert was like, she was at Beetlejuice the musical, and she was like getting groped, and I think she was
Oh.
like going. They were doing some stuff, like whoever she was with, this guy she was with, and she got kicked out of the theater. It was this whole thing. And to me, that's just very funny, like to be in a theater watching Beetlejuice the musical and to look down the row and think, oh, there's my elected representative getting groped and trying to like give this dude a blowjob or whatever she was trying to do. Like they were going after it in the middle of this theater.
See, I can't say anything because I don't really know anything about it, but
That's
something
wild.
that I will definitely
That's,
look at
That's
after
crazy. Like go look it up. Like Lauren Boebert, Beetlejuice. It was, and then TMZ like flagged her down. And they were like, hey, like, what's it been like? What about the support? And she gave some like hilarious answer. She was like, listen, it's my job. Like people get too serious sometimes, and it's my job to bring levity and to get things off of people's chests. And I just thought that response was
this. There's just Gavin.
I thought that response was very funny.
That will be
Oh
something
my
that I will
gosh.
look up after this. That's actually.
You know what's crazy too is like she's kind of hot. Like she's a good looking woman. It's kind of unfortunate that she's criminally insane because she's not a bad looking girl. She's not. I'm not afraid to say that. And it just kind of sucks that she's criminally insane and probably kicked and probably
You know what they say? It's the crazy ones that are the good looking.
She was
good
probably-
looking.
she was
I'm just putting that out there.
Sure, and she was probably
Sure.
and she was probably one of the crazies that decided to kick out Kevin McCarthy. But it was these like 6 crazy people that kicked him out which is insane. I mean, I knew they were going to do it as soon as the debt ceiling thing, because I wrote that debt ceiling blog for All Sides whenever I was interning with them. And after I looked into that whole thing, I knew that it was one more strike and he was out. Like, they were looking for a reason to get rid of him back then they were looking for something.
Right.
So as soon as I saw that he did the backdoor deal with Democrats to get that temporary funding bill, I knew that he was done. I knew it. I was like, they're going to fire him. Like,
Also, off topic just for a second, how did your All Sides internship go?
It was good.
Tell me more about it.
It was good. I wrote 4 blogs.
Ooh.
I had 3. Did I do 3 or 4? I don't honestly remember. I did 3 or 4 blogs, and then I helped edit. I think I did like 5 news videos. But that was later on in the summer. It was good. It was fun.
Cool.
It was a great people over there. I got to work with Claire and Andrew.
So you got
every
to
week.
slack off.
Yeah, I mean that was
saying.
like no what.
Kidding.
I got to work with Claire and Andrew all the time, so it was great.
You guys talk about palm trees?
No, there was no talk of palm trees. Believe it or not.
What a waste.
Believe it or not, I think about the Roman Empire every day, not palm trees.
Why
You didn't see that either?
No.
Gosh, you might listen. You might
I'm
be
uncultured.
You might be more of a boomer than me and Manu. You might be.
Thank
Might
you.
be more of a boomer
Look,
than
I
the two
haven't
of
had a
us.
life for the past
I know.
6 weeks.
Neither
so,
have I.
I
No,
mean,
there was a dumb TikTok trend where these girls were like going up to their boyfriends being like, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And these guys were like, every day. Which I think is honestly,
okay.
as funny as that is, that's a little ridiculous. Like, I don't think every day is accurate. I think once a week is fair. I think twice a week is probably
Wait,
fair.
that's something that I need to ask
easily.
Jace if you
Yeah,
talked
for
about the Roman
sure.
Empire.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. If you haven't
Okay.
asked him right now. Just text him. Just
Okay.
immediately. Yeah.
I don't think he answered me.
But
I got a
well,
text
we
message saying that
we
UPS
jumped all over the place just then.
I know. Apparently, I
But-
just got a random text message saying that my USPS package has arrived at the warehouse and cannot be delivered. I didn't order anything. Cool. Yeah, I know.
What?
It's really funny. It's a scam. Yeah.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Don't give them any
No,
information.
I'm just not even going to open. I'm just going to delete it.
I think China's behind it, personally.
Oh, 100% China. Yeah.
Or Hunter
Russia.
or Hunter Biden.
Yeah. Hunter
One of
Biden
the
and
3.
the Russians. Exactly.
Hunter Biden and the Russians.
100%. Here, wait.
It's like a dumb band name. You know what I mean? Like, I've always thought, like, whenever you see the I think I told you guys before, whenever you see like all the political ads and it's like Joe Biden and the Radical Democrats, I think that's a great band name.
I think it is. I think
What's
you
up,
talked about
guys?
this the last time,
We're
didn't
Joe
you?
Biden and the Radical Democrats.
I think
might
you
have
talked
before.
about this. I think the last time I was on here.
I might have. But I think
There,
it's funny.
I asked
I think
Jace
that,
about how often do you think about the Roman Empire. So
yeah,
see
yeah,
if
that's
he
good.
responds.
Yeah, you're
We'll
like
see.
2 weeks late to the trend, but that's
well,
okay.
I mean, hey, better late than never.
I guess. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm fidgeting with this mic. This is the shaky mic. I keep fidgeting. I gotta stop.
Doing well, Mr. Brun.
Yeah, we're doing great over here. We're too busy. Too much stuff.
It's too much stuff.
Too much stuff in my brain.
I just quit. I'm just done.
Yeah. I didn't go to radio production last night.
Who do you have?
Tracy Belak. She's great.
Why'd you do Tracy like?
I actually really like her.
I know. I love that.
Yeah, she's great.
Amazing. Love her.
The class is like it's a 6 to 9 on Thursdays.
She teaches a 6 to 9 now. I used to have that as an 8 a.m. It was like an 8 to 9:30.
If it was an 8 to 9:30, I would love it. And if it was twice a week and it was in the morning,
She
I'd
teach
be
the
all over
full
that
3
class.
hours too.
Oh yeah, she structures every hour, so the earliest you get out is like 8:45.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So that class is listen. She's great, and she's actually a very good teacher, and the class
no,
is
she
actually
is a-
very useful.
right.
But
It's just like a
but
lot
it's
for 3 hours.
It's a drag. Like my brain shuts off. Like I get that was maybe her only option.
Right.
I also think it's kind of ridiculous that if I'm paying this much money to go to this school and I have to take this class, like I had to take that class this semester. I had to take it, and I was given no other option. I was
Yeah.
given Thursdays 6 to 9. That's it. It's like if I'm paying this much money, you'd better give me another option.
Right.
Like how am I?
No,
not
that was
getting
me. Like my
something?
schedule, I had to get so many substitutions and stuff because since I'm graduating a semester early, all the things that I had to take were not offered. And then two, when my advisor Emily, you have Emily as your advisor too, Emily.
No,
You
Emily's not
did.
there anymore.
Well, you did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've
I don't think she's been
no.
replaced yet.
So I've been having to email, I think Molly McClelland, I think
Yes.
that's who it is. She seems like a very nice woman. So this is like nothing against her because I understand that she's like, getting all of her stuff together, trying to figure
Mm-hmm.
it out. I understand. But it's like They almost told me that I wasn't going to graduate because they didn't update any of my like requirements and any of my stuff for the past like year and a half.
Sue them. That's
Like
bullshit.
that, I was like,
Raised.
yeah, I got it all figured out and stuff now. But even on like my graduation like audit and stuff, it says like you will be eligible to graduate if you take this class, and this class. There are 2-3 classes in there that are listed as wrong that I had to email them about yesterday, saying, "Hey, I got substitutions for these. You were emailed on this. I need you to fix this." And then later on December, when you say, "Oh, I didn't do these classes, you have to be stuck here another semester," I'm gonna freak. I'm very.
They literally looked at you about a problem that was their fault and said that's a you problem.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And even like the one girl, she was like, "Oh, like you're on top of all this." I'm like, yeah, like I'm not saying this to be rude, but like this is your damn job, and yet I'm the student that's on top of it. Like again, I'm not saying it's anything against any of them personally, but it's just kind of like, you know, if you're there as an advisor or whatever, I shouldn't have to, you know, be watching every single little thing that you do. And
and that's what we have to do.
Yeah, and it's like, you're the ones who make the classes. You tell me what to take. And then later on, you come back and tell me you weren't supposed to take that. Well, it's not like I just made up the whole schedule myself and said, I'm going to take this, this, and this. Suck it up and do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm very passionate about this. Like it's been like a rough 2 semesters.
But that's what we have to put up with. Like, unfortunately, a lot of these people are overworked. The university's understaffed. They pay their staff like shit. Yeah. Probably.
No, they do. My acting professor has like multiple side jobs after he's done teaching his acting classes because the university doesn't pay him enough. That
probably shouldn't be it. Like maybe if he has one side job, but multiple is insane.
I think he works here part-time because that's all they offered him. And then he does like, I think like substitute teaching, and then like he even I think like drives a school bus at like an elementary or high school or something. So like he has like a CDL license and all. Like I mean the guy's been like all over the map, and I mean like it's just like
I love Point Park. We love Point Park.
There are like seriously like I know that I bash on Point Park a lot. There are some really good things about the university, but then it's like little stuff like that just adds up that like overshadows the positive.
It's a super mixed bag.
And I mean, I know that every university has its challenges. Like, well, I mean, we know that. Like everybody's complaining about their university and sometimes, but I think Point Park has like a lot of like really important structural issues that like they just don't take the time to get a handle of. That makes it like a major issue compared to other universities.
Yeah, I'm sure those problems are everywhere, but Point Park feels like
it's just like everything is like there's a problem with like every single thing. Like there's not one thing where you're like, it's okay.
That's actually working good. No,
yeah, like this is actually fine. Like it's all right. Like everything's just like, okay, well this went to shit. That went to shit. That's like, oh no, that just went to shit.
There was a meme page on Point Park affirmations. I gotta pull it up. It was pretty funny because it's very true. I might have seen that. It is truly the like epitome of what this school does. Because what Point Park likes to do is they like to put up a shiny new like thing on the wall and go, oh, look at this, look how great this is. Yeah, and then you go, yeah, but look at the rest of the room. There's fucking garbage in the corner. Yeah. Someone tossed a grenade over there. There's like stinky old food. And it's like, this is funny. They did like the you know, have you seen these, the Kevin James, the Kevin James meme format? Yes, For those who don't know, what show is that from?
I don't remember what show that's from.
Or from a movie or something he was in?
They're just like not like a promotional.
Oh, okay. So there's just this picture of Kevin James just like kind of leaned up against a kitchen counter with his hands in his like jean pockets, and he's just kind of like very casually cheesed up. Like he's just and people memed it, and it's really funny. But it says, Point Park after giving us millennial-style HGTV house flip in the dining hall, but still elevators that are from the 1980s. Yes. Like, you go to Lawrence Hall and 2 of the elevators are always broken. Yeah. They're always broken.
It's like, I think that they do that because it's like, it's the cheaper solution to like getting more like freshmen and stuff to come in and being like, oh, we just newly renovated this, this, and this. It's like, you're just putting plywall on top of the old rotting tie wall that you can't see. And then in 5 months, that's going to go through to the new one. And then you're just going to keep replacing it again and again and again and again.
And now they're doing that remodel of the student center. Oh, sorry. They're doing that remodel of the student center on the first floor. They're doing, and they've put up all of the promotional things for this fancy new facility. I'm thinking, okay, how about renovate Lawrence Hall? How about renovate
Yep.
Thayer?
They
How
need
about make the
they
how
need
about
to
make the
fix it.
quality of life better for
Yeah.
students?
They
Don't
need to
give
fix
us
the elevators. They really do. Or like, why don't they too? Like, I think that'd be kind of cool to put something on, like, for students, like almost like at the college that my sister went to. They had like their own college bar that they had. So like for students that like wanted to go out and like party and stuff, then after they wouldn't have to worry about like driving, having the walking, because like Pittsburgh like later at night, like the crime is getting a little bit like, at least in my opinion, a little bit like after 9 o'clock. I don't want to be out in the city by myself.
Oh, interesting.
You know.
See, I've heard that, but also I walk back to my apartment at 10 p.m. all
I
the
guess it just
time,
kind of like,
and I don't see.
depends.
But I also just walk in a very specific. I
Yeah.
walk straight out of my apartment, straight down Wood Street, right.
Right.
I mean, it's a straight shot
it's
to
a straight
campus.
shot.
I'm not taking any.
Like
I'm not really
shady or
going near.
back
I'm not
roads or,
going near
like-
Smithfield. I'm not going near Smithfield.
No. Wasn't there
No.
like a stabbing the other day? or
Smithfield genuinely is a street that you cannot go on after a certain time of day.
something? Well, even in the morning.
For those who don't know, Smithfield's just a goofy street
Oh,
in
it's bad.
Pittsburgh. There's just a lot of crime that happens
I just
there.
wonder
it's just,
why those specifically down there. Because I mean, like you have like
I don't know.
the Target, the Five Below, like a Burlington stuff. Like you have more like, I guess it would be more like business oriented kind of a road. You would think that it wouldn't be as
There's just some shady characters hanging out around
Yeah.
there. And Gavin one day was like, "I'm gonna get a petition to nuke Smithfield Street. 200 petitions."
I would sign that petition.
I guarantee you, if we took that around Point Park,
Oh,
we
people
could
would
get, we
sign
could
it.
get 200 signatures in
Probably
what?
like 5 or 6 hours.
I was gonna say in a couple days, because I don't know how many
Oh.
people you'd actually run into. I
Oh,
bet in 1 week you could easily get 200 plus signatures to nuke Smithfield
Oh, I'm
Street.
sure. Oh, I'm sure.
Which I am
I agree
in
with.
favor
I
of,
think-
by the way.
Oh,
I
me
think
too.
we
Yeah.
should. I
Yeah.
think we should do it.
Yeah.
Just a bombing run straight down. Listen, the
We're not
roads
gonna
can't get that
We're
much
not gonna
worse.
get canceled for that.
No, absolutely
Okay,
not.
okay.
The roads can't get that much worse,
No.
right? Like we already.
I
have
mean, it's
enough
not like
potholes.
PennDOT's gonna fix it anyway.
What's
so
a
I
few
mean,
more
like, who cares?
potholes, guys?
Exactly.
What's a few more?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
What's
like,
more potholes?
it's not like PennDOT does anything over the summer, and then after they just do it in the middle of winter when it's just pouring down rain or it's like 10 inches of snow outside.
And it takes them 10 months to
Yeah,
fix like a
like-
little strip of
yeah, like
road.
one
It's like,
little
guys, it's 10 months.
My mom dropped me off at the T station and stuff today because my dad's picking me up later. So yeah, by the way, thank you though for
yeah.
I appreciate
You're all set.
But,
What concert are you even going to?
Eric Nam. It's K-pop.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm going with Erin Ute. Her and I are going to.
Oh yeah, I think you told me about that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool.
So I'm really excited. I thought.
Is she still at the Globe?
Yeah, she's the
I need to get
editor.
them on here for something,
Yeah.
just to kind of
I
chat
could
it
talk
up.
to her and stuff.
Yeah, we need to get them on here.
Yeah, but I thought the one guy. So I originally wanted to go to the concert because the opener was supposed to be somebody that I really, really love, Jamie Miller, that I always post about. Like I love him. He's like a little British boy. He's cute and he's amazing. But anyway, that's
Well,
beside the
in
point.
that
And
case,
he's not gonna be there.
Well, in that he's British.
Yes, he's British.
I got nothing. I can't co-sign this.
What do you
You're
mean
on
you
your
can't-
own.
What do you mean you can't?
Well,
what does that mean?
Well, he's British. I
Okay,
can't
what-
co-sign.
okay.
I'm kidding.
Wait, you got something against? Go ahead, Carson. Tell us. You got
Wait,
something
you
against
haven't.
Brits.
Well, you haven't heard this.
No,
You haven't heard of.
I'm uncultured.
How many episodes do you think I've talked shit about British people on? Pretty much. I mean, like, what are we at? Like 30 something episodes. We're at 33.
Wow.
I would say that easily in 17. Let's just go half. I would say easily in 17 episodes, you'll probably find some clip of me somewhere, just, and it's all a bit. Like it's not serious.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I met someone from Britain, cool.
Yeah,
like,
but you
it's
need
just
to
another
like
person.
take all those clips and then compile them
A
into one-
super cut.
just like British hate, and then just like put it on.
Super cut of British hate.
Yeah.
No, but I just jokingly,
No, I know,
I
I know.
jokingly just say it just because, like, listen, and I brought this up to some of my friends. I don't know what's happening to me recently, but my American arrogance is coming back in a big way, like a big way.
Okay, like elaborate, please.
I don't know, just like,
Like,
I
how are you showcasing your quote unquote American? Yeah.
It's not really in my actions. It's just kind of in my words. And to disclosure, this is all a bit. In all reality, America's a mixed bag to me. Like I don't, I look at like all the good stuff, and then there's the Iraq War, and I'm like, well, that wasn't.
right.
We kind of lied about weapons of mass destruction, tortured a bunch of people, killed a bunch of people, lied about all of it. Bush started the largest domestic surveillance program in the history, I think, of humanity, like as far as we know. Like I'm sure Russia and China had more, but like seriously, like the largest domestic and foreign surveillance programs, all this stuff. But recently, I don't know, like I just feel like, and I've said this before, I feel like our generation's just like, I feel like and maybe this is getting a little too serious. It's not really though. It's like our generation is so quick to criticize America for like all of the bad stuff.
Yeah, or like looking into it more in depth.
Yeah, and I'm like, guys, like we can't, like I understand criticizing your country, but we can't just always shit talk ourselves without at least. And I just kind of say it jokingly,
having
like
some kind of rationality.
Like it sort of manifests itself in like little bits and rants. Like I'm not being serious per se, but to me it's just like, man, this is still the best place in the world to live. Like, and I'm sorry, like I'll admit that. Like I'm not saying America's the best country in the world because I think that's a little ridiculous. Like I genuinely don't think there is a best or a worst.
I don't think either.
But I think there is a best place to live. In the world, and I think it's like undoubtedly it's America. I think this is
that's why they call it like the land of opportunity. That's why like everybody migrates here. Like
and even though it's falling apart, and even though the sun is slowly setting on the empire, this is still by far and away I think the best place to be. So, and that's just sort of been coming out a little extra recently. I don't know what's happening to me. I think these Point Park progressives are just bringing out the conservative in me like never before.
The Point Pranksters.
But to be fair, whenever I go on social media and for some reason, if I just scroll a little bit too far on Instagram, I see posts that are like, the wildfires in Maui were actually direct energy weapons and the government did this. And I'm like, well, guys, this doesn't seem reasonable either.
Right.
So no one brings out the progressive in me like those people. So that's why I have to float in the middle, because if I go too far to one side, I just get pinballed back back. Like I just get, so I can't stand some of it.
Right.
But yeah, my American arrogance has been coming out. I don't really mind it. But my thing is like, come on, man. Like we can't.
Come on, man.
I get criticizing the country for the like legitimate stuff that it's done wrong, but I don't think there's a balance. Like I think you have to do a little bit of give and take.
I really like how we went from like very like philosophical like this, like just based off of just me saying British and just now we're here. Like holy shit.
No, but that's kind of why, and my American arrogance comes out crazy whenever I talk about British people in a joking fashion. It's all a bit, guys. I promise.
But anyway, British boy will not be there. That's all I have to say.
That's so sad.
I'm going to a concert. That's it. That was the moral of that whole thing, is that I go to concert and I go have fun, and that's it. So thanks, Carson.
Oh my God, what is this show?
I don't know.
No one's gonna watch this. No, who's listening to this? Like people are already gone.
Just me? Is it just me?
People have already left.
Well, you say I'm boring. Today we're making it interesting, and now all of a sudden, now everybody's gonna leave. But apparently, when I'm boring, for some reason, everybody stays.
To the 5 people that are still here, we appreciate you and your time. Yeah. As always, thank you.
We are so sorry. We apologize.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't either.
But anyway, so you're going to a concert. You're going to a concert. Have fun. That's gonna be great. I don't know what happened. Sometimes I think I need a co-host just to keep me on track. Like I need a co-host that listen to anyone out there that wants to help out with the show. I need a co-host.
How much do you pay?
Nothing. Oh. You think I'm getting paid?
And you just lost it. You think the last 5 people just left.
You think I'm making money off of this?
No, but I mean, still.
This thing is just draining my bank account slowly. I'm just buying all this equipment, and I'm like not making any money from it.
You're doing what I wish I could do, but I don't have time to do that. I don't even know what I would talk about. Like if I had my own podcast, I don't even know what.
Just do this. You just talk about
just like random.
Yeah. And you just kind of say everything with. Now here's my American arrogance. Here's where it comes out. Like, listen. Podcasting is the most American thing that has like ever really been invented, because podcasting is just giving a lot of people that really shouldn't have access to a microphone access to a microphone. And it's just, listen, you can just like, what I love about this, and I don't really do this, but I kind of want to like have another podcast where I can just kind of say things with a certain level of authority. And I have no expertise on the topic, but it doesn't matter, because you just kind of say things like you know what you're talking about, and then you put it out there on the internet, and someone goes, well, that's my guy.
Right.
because that's how
people get fame.
all of
that's how
these
people get
podcasts. Yeah, that's how
influence.
they all come
That's
up.
how
is
they
that-
have influence over people.
Right.
They like target to like that specific people that have like the same mindset or like similar values as they do, and they're like you said, that's my guy.
Yeah, so I'll just kind of I think that's kind of fun, but it's like, but in general, podcasting is just like, I'm not saying this podcast is anything special, but I do try to keep it maybe a little more
Well,
structured
you
at
said
times.
that there are only
try to
5
keep a little
people
more.
watching. But
Yeah, I know.
yeah, apparently. Well, they just left already.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so
No,
boring.
Nobody's
Yeah.
here. They're already
cause,
gone.
Yeah, because I'm boring.
No, but I do feel like there's a certain sense of podcasting, which is just like get a couple of mics with your boys, get drunk, get high, and just talk shit. And it's like, that's the most American thing I've ever heard of. Like, there's no fact checking.
Wait, with or
no
without
sort
the
of-
Confederate flags in the back?
Oh, Jesus
so
Christ.
is that like too extreme American? or like,
That's like, I mean, I'm sure there's one of those.
Oh,
but,
I'm sure there's one of those. like-
But I'm not listening to that show.
Okay.
That's got an audience.
So
but,
none for you in the back then, like when you're getting drunk or high with your friends.
No. I mean, and I'm not doing that
Okay.
kind of stuff, but I think
No, I know.
I would put an American flag in the background.
Okay.
Like, I do think I will put an American flag. I do have sort of these like ideas of like, okay, when I'm going to leave Point Park, when I get my own place or whatever, I would like if there's some sort of like guest bedroom, like spare room in wherever I'm
right,
living.
and you would make that like your podcast.
I would like to
or
convert that into a
something.
studio
Right,
of
right,
some
right.
sort, so I can actually have my own decoration stuff in the background. And I think American flag is definitely going up there because I like it here. This place is. This is the craziest, funniest place ever to live on the planet. The president's son is driving 170 miles an hour through the city of Las Vegas while snorting coke or smoking crack or whatever he was doing.
I'd hear that
And
in China.
Not only that, but he video recorded it, and you can
Nice.
go watch it on the internet. The president's son is just, it's so funny.
There are certain people like that should not have access to smartphones. And
Listen,
yet, yes, there it is.
You know,
An
you know,
example.
you know who Chris DiStefano is?
No.
He's a comedian. He was doing like crowd work. He was doing like a riff on one of his shows, and he was talking about Hunter Biden. He was like, "Listen, just to be honest, this guy's fucking awesome." Like,
I mean, honestly though, like you could get away with it.
huh? No, Hunter Biden is the American dream because you can. And listen, I don't know. Like, I don't listen. He's apparently done all this stuff, like picking up foreign money and taking bribes. I don't
But
don't
if you
know what's
look
going
past
on.
all of that,
know, but that is the American dream. Is like
going down 170
Yo,
miles an hour, just snorting cocaine, just because, like, why not?
Let's be real. The statement, "Do you even know who my dad is?" That is American at heart.
That is
That is American at heart. And for Hunter Biden to go, "Do you even know who my dad is?"
Right.
My dad's Joe Biden. And everyone goes, "Okay, then come on
Biden.
over here." And apparently he's like, and I don't know, like, listen, am I about to spread misinformation? I don't know. Apparently there's evidence that he's like jumping around all these European countries, picking up bribe money and all this. Who even knows at this point? But
I just stopped
Delusion.
following it at this point because it's just like it's too much stuff going on at once. Like I don't even
it is.
know.
I
really
agree.
don't know.
But delusion is the American dream.
You know what they say?
Delusion.
Delulu is the Salulu. It's the solution.
What?
I've been hearing that all over on the internet where they say Delulu is the Salulu. Delusion is the solution. I don't know why, but I just been seeing that.
Delulu is the Salulu is the who came up with that? People our age?
Probably.
That's
I'm
the
sure.
dumbest piece
But
of Gen Z
Delulu
slang
is
I've
a
heard
Salulu,
officially.
so
No,
there you
no,
go.
it is seriously. Delusion is
Hey, I'm just fitting in with my generation.
that's the American dream is just delusion. Like that's just a thing.
Again, Delulu
Speaking
is
of like
Delulu.
our generation, I heard I don't know if this I saw like one of those just like meme accounts on Instagram, so this probably wasn't real. But it was saying that the Merriam-Webster dictionary came out with their new the new dictionary with all the new words in it. And apparently all sorts of Gen Z slang has been codified into
No.
And listen,
Oh my god.
the Merriam-Webster dictionary, I know you're listening to this. I know you are.
The next few generations are screwed. Thanks.
This
to you. It is
is-
true.
To put Gen Z slang to put any generation's slang into a dictionary is it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Our slang sucks.
Oh,
Like
know.
I use some of it ironically, like as a joke because of how
yeah.
dumb it is.
Right.
But like Riz, mid, like these are all words they apparently put in there. Stop this now.
Is
This is
cuh
my
in there?
plea. This is my plea. No.
Should not
Listen,
be.
this is my plea to Merriam-Webster. If that was true, take the words out. Please, we do not need the children growing up using our slang. Our
do
slang is not
put
good.
The word "cut" in there either, because some
Our
people
slang is not
use
good.
it, and I cannot stand it. Carson, Gavin. That word, like, it makes my blood boil. Like, I
And
genuinely
we use it all the time just to drive Caitlyn crazy.
I know, and
You're gonna hear it 10 more times today just because you said that.
I know.
I wasn't really planning on saying
shot
it.
myself
You
in
reminded
the
me
foot.
of it.
Oh, end my life.
But anyway,
End my suffering.
speaking of Joe Biden, because I brought up his son Hunter.
Joe Biden,
Speaking of him, this is very interesting.
No.
I find this very funny. The Biden administration, and I have to Google this because I don't want to spread misinformation. I don't want to do that.
Is that part of the Gen T slang misinformation?
No, but that's just, I just kind
That's
of.
just Carson.
Yeah, I guess. No, it's not really mine. There was a podcast I listened to, a comedy podcast, where they kind of do this like abbreviation words. It's kind of fun. Anyway, the Biden administration apparently passed a law allowing Texas to continue building the border wall.
Yeah, I know. I saw that the other day, like a brief.
But Biden can't say it's the border wall because that's a racist right-wing propaganda piece. So they're
what did he
calling
say
it
instead?
they're calling it barriers. These are border barriers,
I feel
guys.
like that sounds more
Is that
like
not,
that sounds worse to me.
in some ways it could be worse. And is that not like the most Orwellian thing? Like doing the thing that you criticize Trump
and then
for,
now
like
you're doing
like
it.
right, like conservatives get so much shit for the border
Right.
wall.
So like my thing is, he like technically in a sense implying that Donald Trump is right? That we
I don't
need a border wall?
I don't
Is
know.
that it?
I'm gonna look it up.
Because like my thing is, like, if it wasn't a problem, then why are you continuing to do what you said that the main problem was, of dividing our country and not letting people come in? If now all of a sudden the immigration thing is a problem, then why are you continuing with building these quote unquote now barriers?
Listen, I'm going this article from Associated Press. I know they're not the most reputable source. Well, they're just, you know, media
APA
keeping media bias in mind. Apparently, this is from the article, and you guys can go look this up on Associated Press. It's called the article is called "Biden Says He Had to Use Trump-Era Funds for the Border Wall." Asked if barriers work, he says, "Quotes no." So this is just very funny. President Biden on Thursday defended his administration's decision to waive 26 federal laws in South Texas to allow for the construction of roughly 20 miles of additional border wall, saying he had no choice but to use the Trump-era funding for the barrier to stop illegal migration from Mexico. So this is the funny thing, is like New York is being overrun by immigrants.
Right.
Like all of these
Well,
like
yeah, because
all,
places like Texas are shipping them up there.
all of these like Democrat like sanctuary cities like New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles.
Isn't Pittsburgh technically now a
they're getting-
sanctuary city or no?
I mean, I just say like sanctuary as in like
Right, like the
these
main,
are like
well,
the
yeah.
strongholds of like
Yeah, but I mean, I'm
progressive
just
politics.
asking though, is Pittsburgh technically a sanctuary city, or
I
you
don't-
don't really know?
I don't know. I shouldn't. I don't know. But like now, New York Mayor Eric Adams is like, listen, we got to stop all this. There's too many immigrants coming here. We got to slow it down, which is really funny because for how long?
They advocated that we need them in this country now.
Listen, I think the border wall is a little silly. I don't know. Like, as a declaration of sovereignty to establish a border, I understand. I also think that, yeah, like, is there an argument that maybe these people should have to come through Ellis Island like everybody else?
Yeah.
Sure, there's a discussion to be had there. I don't really know. I'm just saying,
Right.
for how long did the left say this is racist,
Yeah.
this is a waste
This
of
is
money,
discrimination,
this
and
is
now-
discrimination,
And then
Trump
now
is...
all of a sudden they're going back to Trump's values and stuff that
He's
they've
a-
been criticizing for years and years and years, saying that, oh, what he's doing, he's the most racist president that we ever had and stuff. And now when Joe Biden does it, now this is a great solution.
No, but I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna turn on. I don't think this is gonna be viewed favorably
Right.
by. I don't think they're gonna like this. But I think it's funny that like.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, at least like maybe like New York, like at least their mayor and stuff. I mean, I feel like that they would most.
well, they're gonna support it because
Yeah,
they
they're
have no
gonna
other choice.
support it.
Producer Gavin, what do you got?
So on Tuesday, the 12th of September, Pittsburgh approved 2 bills to become a sanctuary city.
Oh, okay.
For immigrants.
Okay.
So this
So
is
we
the
will
thing.
be a
This is
sanctuary.
the thing is like I find this very funny that the Democrats are now walking back on this and they're like, listen, guys, we like this immigration thing, but there's too many, which is what conservatives have been saying. Is that not what they've been saying for
Right.
years?
Yeah.
And we've got to give them credit for that because if they've been saying, hey, this is going to happen, and they said, no, this is, and like how many times have they been demonized and labeled as like bad people for not wanting
Right.
this? Now all of a sudden, those people that are like the gatekeepers of like open borders and immigration are now saying, hey, gotta slow it down.
Right.
Which this is actually good because now maybe some bipartisanship can be put in place to
Right.
figure this
Figure out a
out.
way, yeah.
But like now, I don't think you can say
can't-
it. I don't think you can say anymore that like it's racist,
Right.
it's evil.
And two,
what
like,
are you doing?
I guess
You
my
can't
question is
make
that,
the argument
if
like
they
that
like, actually, go through with all of this, regardless, like, backlash or whatever. What are you gonna do about the people that are already here? Like, are you still gonna let them be here? Are you gonna end up like sending them back? Like, how exactly does that work?
Good question.
Like, that's now like another
Good question.
problem that they're gonna have to do because these people now are gonna be like, well, I have my citizenship and stuff here, whether or not, regardless, is officially established as citizenship or not. They're gonna say, well, I've been here now for the past year, 2.5 years. I work for like an American company. Now you're just gonna ship me back, and I did nothing wrong. I came
Yeah, I
here
don't know.
during the time when you approved for me to be here. So now what?
Yeah, I
Now
don't know.
you're
I
gonna
guess
screw over these people that, like, maybe, there's probably a decent amount of them that were escaping persecution stuff and that they were having issues, and now you're just gonna put them back in danger.
yeah, and I guess like I don't know, like do you legalize the immigrants that are already here and then you say like,
I mean,
hey,
I feel like
gotta
in a
slow
way
it down, like
I feel like in a way you'd probably have to.
I
But
think
feel
you
like
might
then
have
after,
to as well.
because then after I feel like the Democratic Party is going to lose major support from that kind of specific group of people if they take away their citizenship,
Yeah, I
regardless
mean,
of whether or
which
not it's
I'm
officially
not-
established or not.
Which I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah.
Like legalizing the ones that are already here. I'm not because like I don't want to send those people back. Like it's
See, I
a
think-
weird thing where it's like
I
I
think-
think
Okay.
no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
See, I think for me that I'm okay with like if you keep the people that are already established here, but I feel like you have to provide some kind of proof that you were escaping from your country due to like, some kind of reason, not just because I crossed the border just because I wanted to.
But what if their reason is I wanted a better life. I wanted
I mean,
better opportunities.
it's like
Because
my
that is
thing, that's
that is the promise of this country.
right.
To be fair,
I mean, I feel like in a way, like to me, you would have to find some kind of way to prove that, like, when you were back in your home country, that you weren't financially able to support yourself and that you actually did work and you attempted to find, like, a decent job to support your family and that kind of thing. Not just where I worked one job, it wasn't enough. I mean, it was like, okay, but then I was like, oh, the border to America's open. Why not?
well, a lot of the guys that work for my cousin's landscaping company come up here for like 6 months out of the year. They send all their money home, and then they're living good when they go back for the rest 6 months because that money's worth a lot more whenever you send it back.
Right.
So
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
it's-
there has to be some kind of system where it's like, at least like I believe that, for the people that really need to be here should stay here, but for the people that don't need to be here, I don't want to say this to sound like a terrible person, but I think you should be sent back and then reapply as like a full citizen, actually go through the actual process of becoming a citizen here. At least that's my personal.
oh, and hey, that's
on it.
and listen, like it's a complicated thing.
Yeah, because
and
I mean, you
feel
don't
like,
really know exactly what's gonna happen. I mean, like
Yeah. And I feel like for a long time, the left and the right treated it like a very easy thing.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, like if we let people in or if we like don't let them in, then the solution's gonna be solved. It's
like
they,
the
they
right
started
was
doing things without really having a plan of how they actually wanted to execute and where they wanted to see things going long term.
yes.
Did you hear the Biden administration approved the finished part of the border wall in Texas?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, they approved like 20 new miles, which if you're like, it's only 20 miles. When you say it like that,
Well, it's not just that. It's, you think about it, it's the Biden administration doing this.
Yeah.
The wall.
yeah, like, and they're calling it barriers, and it's a ridiculous thing. It's like,
I
don't
feel
know.
like saying barriers is just so much worse than, oh, we're building a wall, it's gonna be huge. It's like, oh, we're building barriers to keep you people out. Like to me, that just sounds like really. To me, that just sounds worse.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
if you take it that way, it's like, wow, you're building a barrier to keep me out. What the hell?
well,
You
what's
know
the
what
point of a wall? The point of a wall is to
I mean, yeah.
keep something out. To be
I mean,
fair,
true.
or to support.
I mean,
a
then what
roof,
else
I
would you
guess.
call it other than
I-
a wall or a
I-
barrier? I don't get like
Maybe
a fence.
Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe you just call it. Maybe you just call a fence.
A fence.
A picket. They put
picket
They put a
fence.
picket fence along
Yeah.
the border.
Yeah.
No, I think the thing with the conservatives, they've always been like, all right, well, we need the border wall because it'll keep people out and it'll stop the fentanyl. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm not an expert on Mexican drug cartels,
Same.
but I do know that they have underground tunnels going across the border to smuggle in drugs. So
Like-
a wall's not going to fix that.
I mean, like, I guess, like, I don't know what else to resort to because you don't want to be like North and South Korea where they have like a huge military presence there 24/7.
No, and that wouldn't be good either.
No,
So
and I feel like that would be a lot worse. But at the same time, it's like, is that the only way?
I don't know. And in that
But
case,
I mean, like, that's like the extremist.
in that case,
kind
then
of way,
then
but,
maybe
like,
the wall is sort of necessary. But I don't know. Like, I'm not endorsing the wall. I think it's like a borderline goofy idea that like maybe it's not. Maybe I could, you know,
mean,
if there was an argument for it, like I'm sure there is. But
I personally feel like we do need some kind of border control. I do. I mean, I'm okay with people, you know, emigrating into this country, but I feel like you need to do it the right way as far as like go through the process, obtain actual citizenship, take the test, be able to actually speak the main language. Because I feel like, you know, if you don't know how to speak the language, how are you really going to be able to really get as far? I feel
Yeah.
like, you know, like
I don't know.
That's a problem for me. That I feel like if you really want to be here, do it the right way and actually be educated, and actually, you know, understand the basics of like American law, of the language, and actually how.
yeah,
you're
like
able
pass the
to-
citizenship
Yeah.
test, stuff like that.
And I mean, like
Yeah.
that stuff now has just been more just kind of like, well, you don't really need that anymore. But like, I feel like for me, that's essential because if I'm going to a new country and I don't know the language, I don't know the laws, I don't know where the heck I'm going.
should
for
learn
me,
that
That would be
stuff.
terrifying.
You should learn that stuff if
Yeah.
you're going to go to a country. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think like there's the argument that, like, is it fair to someone that's immigrating from the Middle East that has to go through the whole process with Ellis Island? Is it fair to them that there are people just coming across the Mexican border, just like, I don't want to say sneaking in,
Right.
but like that is what they're doing to a certain extent. And is that fair?
Yeah.
And I think there's an argument to say, no, that isn't
No.
fair. And that maybe everyone should go through the legal
I mean,
way.
I
but
understand that there are going to be people that, regardless, are going to slip through the cracks. Because are you okay?
I did something to my freaking shoulder. Carry on. I'll be okay.
Okay.
I'll live.
Just don't die. I don't even remember what I was saying now, but I know that there's gonna be some people that like slip through the cracks of like, you know, that they're gonna find a way to make their way.
It's inevitable.
You know, it's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
But like, I mean, I just don't think it should be like this on such a mass scale. At least to me, I look at it as like it's a mass scale of people just coming in.
That's what we've been.
Yeah.
That's what I've been hearing. But I'm also hearing that from conservatives that do have a bias, and they do have.
All right.
A,
I mean, I'm
and
not
they,
gonna
and,
lie,
And they are
I am-
incentivized to say yes, it's a crisis because crisis. Like the word crisis is going to rile up your base. Like that's
Well,
going to
yeah.
garner support for something.
Right.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I haven't been down there.
See, I
and
mean-
neither has Joe Biden,
Right.
I don't think.
See, I mean, like, I mean, I guess, like, you know, because I am, you know, more lean conservative, that I would say, that the border is a crisis. But I
And it
mean,
could very
the
well
thing-
be,
it
but I
could
haven't-
very well be. But I mean, I also haven't experienced it either, so I can't necessarily fully support and say, it is 100% a crisis. But what I hear from, like, you know, news medias and stuff, to me, I look at it like, this must be a crisis because, you know,
Yeah.
if certain networks and stuff are providing this information and showcasing, like, you know, actual video footage, then to me, it is a crisis.
Yeah.
But until I experience it first full hand, I can't fully 100% back and say that it is.
Or unless you see some like really solid independent journalism going
Correct,
down there putting
right,
something out. Because
right.
honestly, if it comes from Fox News, I wouldn't trust it. If it comes from CNN, MSNBC,
And I mean, I
wouldn't
look at
trust
both
it.
of that.
Or I would at least be skeptical. It's not maybe
Right.
maybe I would because listen, there are good people at those organizations.
Oh, well,
I'm sure
yeah.
there are some people that are honestly
Right,
trying to do a
right.
good job, but I do think that overall those networks have an incentive to lie and
Well,
to
yeah.
twist the truth.
Well, I
So
mean,
would be
either way, like,
skeptical.
I mean, like, you could say the same for, like, CNN and Fox News, where
Yeah,
it's
of
just
course.
kind of like, you know, they do it. It's propaganda. That's
You know
what
what's
it is.
kind of interesting is that CNN's like actually, from what I've seen, like, and I could be wrong, but like they're almost like moving a little bit more towards the center recently. Like MSNBC is very progressive, Fox News is very conservative, CNN's like center left, I would say now, but like they still do some goofy stuff. But to me, it seems like they've actually done like there's been a little bit of a change going on over there, which is interesting.
Like a change, like, as far as, like,
Like with
do you have, like, a specific example?
No, so maybe I should redact this claim. But that's what I've heard. I've heard from people. I've talked to people that are sort of like I talked to some people at all sides, like some people just that are like in news, and it's like, yeah, CNN's, because that was the goal. Whenever they got that new president, he sort of talked about having the goal.
Oh, I forgot that they had
trying to
trying
to maybe bring CNN back to like more of a place of credibility, being a little less biased.
Right.
And
like
I don't
more like moderate.
maybe have evidence of that's happening, but to me, I don't know. It's like, to me recently, I haven't seen any like super egregious like bending of the story from CNN like we saw in 2020 when they were like mostly peaceful protests with a burning building in the background. Like that was fucking hilarious. Did anyone remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
CNN was like, listen, mostly peaceful protests, and there was literally a building on fire and like people being rowdy.
It's peaceful, guys.
In the background of
it's
the
peaceful.
thing.
Peaceful.
Didn't they like cut to an Applebee's commercial right now?
I think or something.
No, that was whenever Russia attacked Ukraine. On like the first day, they were showing like live footage of Kiev getting like bombed. And they cut to a commercial break, and it was fucking Applebee's.
The milkshake commercial. Do you remember that Applebee's milkshake commercial where they had like that like annoying song?
No.
It was like milkshake. It was like I don't even.
I know the Burger King Whopper song. That's it.
Oh, Whopper.
Which somehow they're still clinging on to that.
I know. I'm. So
it's insane.
Sick of
but
it.
I don't want to get lost in the weeds. But anyway, yeah. But so that's just, and I just think it's funny that now the Biden administration is funding the border wall. You know. So here's my question: are we going to see? Here's my question.
Okay.
I want to know. I'm curious to see if progressives in this country are going to keep that same energy and say, yeah, we got to call this guy for being racist, because they called Trump racist for it for years.
Right. See, I mean, I don't. That's a hard question.
And I hope progressives do treat this honestly and keep that same energy, because that's what they did.
I feel like a lot of people, like when they support one kind of political party, they put all their eggs in one basket. Like whatever they say, they just automatically agree with. So I just wonder that if it's going to be like one of those ones where it's like, oh, Joe Biden said it this way and it's good. Like people like who support Donald Trump, which I mean, I've been guilty of this too. Like, oh, well, he said it this way. Oh yeah, I support that because it's coming from him.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been guilty of that. I'm not going to lie. Like there are certain things that probably Joe Biden has said that's probably really similar to Trump. And just because Joe Biden said it, I say, oh, F this guy. Why do I want to support him? But then when Donald Trump or somebody else like Matt Gaetz or like, you know, Ron DeSantis says something, I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. You know, well, yeah, I know, but I just had to.
No, it's someone asked Trump if he would call Ron DeSantis Meatball Ron.
Wait, I feel like I heard about that. Wait. Where was that? Like who was this?
It's some rally or it's some press conference.
Okay, I thought. Okay,
and to be fair,
I feel like I didn't hear.
Trump actually said that he wouldn't use it because that would be insulting towards Ron DeSantis' Italian heritage. Which, like, can we be completely honest for a second? Is anyone in this country honestly concerned about upsetting Italian people?
Hey, I'm Italian.
I'm personally a little tired of hearing from them.
I will be offended.
Because every single time, I swear, like, for some reason, like, every time someone says, who's Italian in here? People, like, cheer and raise their hand and, like, clap. And if you say that for, I think, any other ethnicity, no one really does. I feel like Italians have this unique, like, corner of the market on, like, cheering because they're Italian.
What's up?
Which is fine, like, that's whatever. But I'm not upset about offending Italian
racist,
people. So
how dare you? I am Italian.
Listen,
I will beat you up.
If Trump actually called him Meatball Ron,
that'd be really funny.
That would be an instant top 5 Trump moment for me. Instant top 5.
Wait, okay. What are your top Trump moments?
I'm happy you asked. I have a list.
Oh,
not like written down, but I do have a list. Okay, so this is in no particular order.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull up a couple of these so that I can not spread misinformation and substantiate my claims.
Oh no, I'm intrigued.
So the first one that I love is when he's in one of the very first debates, and Megyn Kelly pens him. She's like, "You've called women pigs and ugly and fat and all this." She's like, "I've got you." And Trump goes, you can see him, like you can see the moment in his brain whenever
turning.
You can see the moment in Trump's brain whenever he thinks of the comeback, and he goes, "Only Rosie O'Donnell." Done. It's the funniest shit. It's the best one-liner comeback. And whenever he says that, like, The crowd cheers, and it's over. And then Megyn Kelly goes, on the record, it was much more than that. And Trump goes, oh, I'm sure it was. So only Rosie O'Donnell's in my top 5.
Okay.
I might have to pull up the list because I have other ones. The Hamburgers tweet. I've brought this up multiple times on this show. The Hamburgers tweet whenever the Clemson Tigers won the national championship in 2018, right during that government shutdown we talked about, and Trump just got the whole spread of. We were talking like junior bacon cheeseburgers, chicken McNuggets, fries, Whoppers, and and there's the picture of him in front of the whole. Trump's doing the smile in front of the table of food.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Dude, that's one of the greatest pictures that's ever been taken. I'm gonna pull it up. I go back to this picture.
Carson, breathe.
I go back to this picture all the
time. Carson is
time.
currently dying. We will go. You don't have commercial breaks. Shit.
No.
We'll pretend to go back to a commercial break.
Yo. Yo.
I regret
this guy's out of control. This guy's the funniest president. He's the funniest. Where's the one of him smiling? He took a picture with the team in front of all the food.
I've seen that. I've seen that one.
So that's in my top 5. That is an unbeatable Trump moment. It is just like, I can't believe this. Like, there are 5-star hotels in D.C. Like, there's got to be something. Like, these guys won that. Imagine this. You show up to the White House in a suit to meet the most powerful man in the world. And he serves you Wendy's.
Dude, I would be that. To me, that's the American dream.
That's
the American.
That is the most American thing.
Dream.
So listen, I've got only Rosie O'Donnell in my top 5. The Hamburgers tweets in my top 5. Trump roasting Elon on another thing I brought up on the show multiple times. Trump roasting Elon on Truth Social, and he was whether it's driverless cars that crash. No, it's electric cars that don't drive long enough, driverless cars that crash, or rocket ships to nowhere. Rocket ships to nowhere is the funniest.
I remember you talked to me about this.
That is so good.
You have.
And listen, that's not. I wish he would have been on Fox News saying that verbally, because that's just a Truth Social. Truth Social post. If that was recorded, like him saying that would be easily in my top. I made a list. Let me find the list of my top 5 moments.
It's just
I've got to try to find it.
You have a list, or like?
I put, because I was talking to Claire about this the other day, and I put it down. Oh yeah. Okay. So that's one. Okay. The other one is that I don't know. This is just apparently I didn't hear him say this. I don't know if this is a Truth Social post or like recorded, but Claire sent me this. It was a quote of Trump, and he was like, "I've never heard of the word indictment. Now I'm getting indicted every 3 days.
Yes, I heard. Yes,
crooked Joe Biden's indicting me. I can't say that I'll get indicted again." And it's like,
yes, I've seen that. Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah.
This guy's so
I've heard that.
I'm getting indicted every 3 days.
I'm getting indicted every 3 days.
Crooked Joe Biden is the most crooked president in the history of this country.
Used to be crooked Hillary.
I can't say that, otherwise I'll get indicted again.
Yeah. Used to be crooked Hillary, apparently not anymore.
And then this is my number 1. Those other 4 are in no particular order. This is my favorite, and I'll pull up the clip. I'll pull it up. Entertain the masses for a moment. I'll pull this up. Do you have any favorite Trump moments?
Oh, I don't know. I just always thought that it was funny, like during any of his rallies and stuff, he'd just be like, "Get him out of here! Get him out of here!" Just like that. It was just, I don't know, the way that he used to say it was just so funny.
You know what's a good one? Turn these lights off.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
No, this is my number 1 Trump. I'll put it up to my mic so that people can actually hear it. Because you need to hear this. It's too good.
Do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
Oh, sorry, real quick for context. This is right after Ghislaine Maxwell got arrested for human trafficking children. Okay,
fun.
And this is at a press conference in the White House. This is from 2020.
Okay.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew. Just don't know. Not aware of it.
Nice.
I wish you well. Which is like, that's how rich people talk on a golf course. He forgot that he was the president.
Yeah.
He was back on Mar-a-Lago on the golf course going, listen, I wish you well. Now watch this drive. Like, to me, that is just because, listen, this is like his most avid supporter spent all these time. Trump is Q. Trump is going to drain the swamp. All those billionaire pedophiles in D.C., getting rid of all of them. And then Trump is asked a question about Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand woman and says, I wish her well. Trump said, I wish her well to a human trafficker that trafficked children to Jeffrey Epstein. And I just, listen, I think
What a man.
that's
Just
my
a man.
that's my favorite one. And you know what's really funny too is like Tim Dillon, the comedian Tim Dillon, his audience has they've taken over that. They've claimed that as their own like statement. So now whenever Tim Dillon talks about, like, I don't know, back a couple months ago, there was all these people getting eaten by sharks.
Oh,
There was like 4 shark attacks in 2 weeks
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
And there was the kid that like slipped off the cruise ship and got
Yeah.
lost. And to Tim Dillon was talking about that as a clip from his show. The very top comment, we wish him well. We wish him well. So you know what's funny? I don't know if Jess is wonderful, by the way. Shout out Jess. Shout out all the Bridge USA people. But if Jess from Bridge USA is watching this, whenever she posted on the Bridge USA story about Kevin McCarthy getting fired, I commented, I wish him well. and she didn't
I wish
get
him well.
she saw it and didn't really react, so I don't think she got the reference. Which is so sad because I was doing a Trump bit. But I just think that one to me is just, it's so simple, but you can apply it to like
So
anything you want, any
it just
situation.
makes sense.
And he's talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, and he goes, I wish her well.
Thank you, Carson, for going.
Oh
through
my
that.
gosh. That's my top 5 Trump moments. I mean, seriously. The guy is funny as hell, and I
He's the
don't want him to
American
be,
meme.
and I don't want him to be president next time, please. I really don't want him to be president.
Carson, I think you should be president.
I would-
instead.
Please, no. It's a horrible idea.
Vice president.
Absolutely. No, I don't want to have any elected power. I don't want, no.
Oh.
Why though? Why? It's like
because I
all it
want to
does
be
is
your Secretary of Defense.
all it does is corrupts
I
people.
want to blow up stuff. I need somebody to run for president that I know, so then after I can be their Secretary of Defense.
You would be
I don't say education. I will kill you.
no. You'd be. I'm just trying to, because you really are the most boring person I've ever met. I'm trying to find a way to incorporate that into
But
my
I could be not
administration.
be boring if I was Secretary of Defense, because then after
No,
I would
but-
have the motivation and the passion to actually go and like declare war on a country.
But like, what's the most boring position? Like what's the one position in government that no one really cares
Probably
about?
something like finances.
The Secretary of the Interior. Like that would be you.
Ugh.
He'd be
we-
my Secretary
Can
of the
we-
Interior.
Can we do like a little bit better? Like a little something? Like I want something with a little more spice.
The bottom of like the list.
Gavin, don't add to this.
like the lowest possible position?
No.
There's like a list of people. If the president dies,
Is
Oh, it
like
goes like Vice President, Speaker of the House.
Isn't like the Attorney General in there somewhere?
all the way down to like.
Like the very lowest one. That's you.
Well, we don't even know what that is.
That-
That's not fair.
and that's okay.
No, it's not.
Because you're like the boredom that you bring to me is so versatile that you could fill any position into it.
Look, I might be boring, but at least I'm not a bad student like some people.
Oh my gosh, Kyle is coming on the show.
When?
Kyle's coming on the show in
Wait,
November.
when? Oh my God! Can I
November.
please sit in the back
Yeah.
for this?
Yeah,
Yes!
I actually think I'm actually gonna invite some people to do like a little bit of a live audience.
Oh my
in the
God!
back of
You
the
should. That'd be
studio.
great. Yes,
Yeah.
please. I want to come for that.
Yeah, Kyle's.
Oh my
coming
God!
on
I
the
so want to
show.
be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are
I
you,
can't
are you
give
a
a-
bad student?
I can't give away any details because he might be watching this, but
Kyle, I
I'm-
will be here.
I'm
so you
going-
Can roast me.
I'm
from
going
my-
to get my revenge for what he did to me at that UView interview.
Tell me after.
No, for those who don't know, it's on my it's the only reel that I have on my Instagram.
Oh, it's the greatest. Please go
It's
look at
it's from Point Park UView Television. I went in because a friend of mine from the esports program was like, hey, man, I got to interview you for this class. Can you come into the TV studio? We'll mic you up and we'll do a little interview. And I said, sure. And the morning of, he goes, sorry, man, I can't interview you. Something came up. I won't be at the class. So I didn't know who was interviewing me. And I walked in, and there's Kyle Archer, who's a grad assistant at Point Park in the something or other. He does something. I don't really know. Sorry, Kyle. But so then Kyle interviewed me, and we did the interview twice. It was like a 5-minute interview. And the first time, he interviewed me about the podcast. And the first time through, he just kind of did the standard, ask me the questions, get the answers, the usual thing. Just
so
because
Kyle being normal.
Yeah, which is very rare.
I know.
But like
I've
for context, that class is a class that I'm in now, which is a class where essentially like you're in the class, you run the TV, like you run the broadcast. Like
Is that
someone,
multicam?
so yeah, it's multicam
Okay.
video production and directing, and it's like
Okay.
so someone runs the sort of TriCaster board, camera operators, floor directors, audio, mics, the whole thing, teleprompter,
The whole shebang.
graphics, Key Pro, and so I walked in. And I saw Kyle there, and so Kyle interviewed me the first time. It was completely normal the first time, because just for the students running the broadcast, you need to give them something regular
Right.
to deal with. But it was sort of like the talk show format, so it's a little looser.
Yeah.
And then the second time around, it goes, yeah, we're just gonna pretty much follow the script. I might go a little off script, but we're gonna follow it mostly the same. And then we started up the second version of the interview, and he didn't ask me a single question on that piece of paper. He jumped me with the most ridiculous, out of left field, preposterous questions I've ever been asked. And it was chaos. And I cried laughing. And it was the dumbest thing I've ever... Oh, do you have it?
I have part of it.
Yeah. Specifically only late to... Are you often late to class? Are you a bad student?
Yeah.
I was there when he was editing it, and I have it saved in my Snapchat memories of
Well,
Kyle
so,
showing me the video of it.
The very first question, and I'm not kidding, this is a real thing you can go watch. The very first question he asked me was, so, Carson, I see your last name is Brunn, and that has the word run in it, so how fast can you run?
Yeah.
That was the first question that he asked.
And that just threw you
Which,
off.
by the
And
way,
we were
is-
just like, what the
Which is one of the dumbest questions I've ever been asked in my entire life, and I didn't know how to answer
funny
it.
as hell.
It was very funny. And then I was like, oh, like I'm not a very fast, because I'm not good at running. I'm not very fast. And I said, oh, but I run sometimes if I'm late for class. And then Kyle goes, are you late to class often? Are you a bad student?
Yeah.
And said that to me in front of, and so he did say that was one of the highlights of his college career, was calling me a bad student in front of a
Yeah,
crowd
he
of people.
still talks about it. He talked to me about it the last Birch thing we did.
It's the dumbest.
He interviewed me a few weeks ago for his Enough for Conversation.
Which I'm also doing. I'm doing that
Yeah,
pretty
oh my
soon,
God,
yeah.
so funny. He
Yeah.
interviewed me with the word bamboozled.
Yeah, for reference,
was
like and
interesting.
Kyle will be on here to explain this, but he does
Yeah.
a show where it's like little 20-minute episodes where he picks a word.
A random
And it's
word.
a brilliant, like Kyle's brilliant. He knows
Oh
what
my
he's
God,
doing. Like
he's
he's
awesome.
he's brilliant
Kyle,
with
I
this
will
kind
never
of stuff.
compliment you like that again, so take it or leave it.
Yeah, literally, he's the worst.
He's awful.
No, I'm kidding.
We all hate him.
But he does the thing where like he'll pick a word. So like for your episode, he picked bamboozled, and you guys just talk about the word
For like
bamboozled for
20
20
minutes.
minutes. So he's picked my word. He's not telling me what it is.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell me mine either.
I'm very afraid. I'm very afraid for
you
what he's going to
should.
do to me.
Oh, trust me, you should.
And
You
then
really
and then he also is running that super awesome late night show now. I think the first episode is out, or is the first episode not out
I
yet?
think it's out, but I don't remember.
Was the first episode the one with Alex feeding him the pickles?
I think, yeah. I only seen the pictures for that. I didn't actually get a chance to watch it.
I don't think it's out. I think he's
Kyle
still
said
editing
apparently
it.
that they're doing like some like political science one, I guess, within the next.
They're doing a
or, like, a political debate or
Which like
something.
I asked him to do.
He told me
I
that I
asked
could
him-
come and join for it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I asked him if I could be a part of the political sat. I don't think he put me on the list. That's okay.
Oh.
I was supposed to go on there at some point, but then they got canceled. I'm
Oh.
sure I'll be on there at some
I'm
point.
sure,
I think it'd be
yeah.
a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Kyle's a good guy.
But he's brilliant. He's a great
Oh,
dude.
yeah,
He's
he's awesome.
very good with like just being.
I have like
He's the most spontaneous person I've ever met. Like he's just so quick.
I have like videos and stuff picked out because on my Instagram, like when I graduate and stuff, I'm gonna put on like my best like favorite memories and stuff.
Yeah.
And I got like all kinds of videos like with Kyle. Just
He's
like,
so
he's
witty.
so random. I
He's
know.
so
I've
witty and
never met
quick.
anybody like him like that.
He's so quick.
No, until
he's-
I've never seen him upset or like mad or like he's always just so positive.
He always is. He always is just a very like happy-go-lucky, and he's very
Yeah.
like he's all his brain is always comedy oriented. Like,
Right,
he's
yeah.
always he really probably could do stand up if he wanted to.
Oh,
I bet
yeah.
he could
Oh, no,
legitimately
I'm
do
100
stand up.
oh,
He really could.
Oh, yeah.
But no,
I think
Kyle's
he's
great.
gonna go places.
He's
I
gonna-
just, I hope like a lot of things work out for him.
I do too.
I think he deserves it. He really does.
And he's gonna come on this show. I know you're watching, Kyle. You're gonna come on this show,
Yeah, Kyle.
and you have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
When Jace came and he met him because we went up to his office for like an hour, 2 hours. Him and I went back to my apartment. And Jace was like, "I like him."
Yeah, yeah.
He goes, when I
Yeah.
come back, he goes, "I want to go and do some stuff with him again." I was like, "Okay."
When Jeremiah met him, Jeremiah figured out Kyle in like 2 seconds. He was like, "Oh, this is this
Oh
guy."
my god, you should like. Oh my god, the pic. Like, I'm so excited for you guys to see those graduation pictures.
Yeah, I need some of those because I was gonna put up an
Yeah.
Instagram post.
Yeah, Sam
Oh,
is
yeah.
still in the process of editing them. She sent
Okay.
me a few of like the individual ones of me, and oh my gosh, they look so good.
That's good.
The group ones are gonna look so awesome.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited for those.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
I'll send those
yeah.
to you as soon as I get them.
Shout out Kyle. He's a good dude. He's very funny. He'll be on here.
Shout out to Sam too for editing all my graduation pictures. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. There was over 900
I'm
pictures.
sorry, I'm sniffling like clear my nose, folks. I don't know what's going on with me. I didn't take my nasal spray this morning, or yesterday, or the day before.
Hey Carson. you
This
know,
is
that-
not a
that might-
good idea.
That kind of like might be sort of like the reason, like a little bit of a problem. Just FYI. Just
You know, it is,
yeah.
but
Oh well.
I don't know.
It is what it is.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, but that was what else even is there? I can't get over that I wish her well thing. I'm sorry. I bring it up all the time now. My friends are going to get so sick of me because I talk about it so much, but
I talked about the same things, and yeah, he says that I'm boring, but okay.
it's so funny.
Carson.
Oh, what should I dress up? I have to get my Halloween. I have to get a Halloween costume. Do you have any suggestions for me?
Donald Trump.
You know what's funny is I was actually very heavily considering that for the Halloween episode. I'm very heavily considering that, but also like here's the other thing is
You don't want to get
there's going to be
posted on campus. Dress up as Kevin McCarthy.
here's the thing. I bet you I could do a full episode as Trump and nobody would care.
Probably not.
Because like all the like no one has not a single person to this day has ever gotten mad at me for anything that I've done in a political sense on this campus.
This will be the first and only time that people will get pissed if he dresses up as Donald Trump.
I mean,
No, you know what you should do? Do half Trump and half Biden.
that's
It's like
too much
split
work.
it.
I don't have a suit that works like that. I have
Well,
I kind of really do want to do Trump for the Halloween episode. I don't want to
funny.
give anything away like Oh, I thought that was my phone ringing.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Sorry, that's me. Sorry.
I'm very heavily considering that because I have everything I need. I have a navy blue suit.
Do you
I have a
have a
white
wig?
shirt. I have a red
Do
tie.
you have a wig too, or you just?
I'm just gonna do it with my own hair. I'm just gonna do a
Okay.
comb over.
Okay.
I'll get orange makeup. I'm gonna do the. I
have orange makeup.
I don't know.
can
I don't
just
know if
give
I'm.
you
I don't know if I'm gonna do this for sure.
Right.
But I would do the full episode in my Trump voice.
Oh, that'd be so-
Intro.
You do that so well.
Everything. I would, and I've been listening to him more often now,
Just to get it.
just to
down.
get the voice down.
I think you already decided. Then why are
Man.
you having a struggle then?
Because
trying to figure it
well because if we do an esports stream on
Yeah,
Halloween and
you
I end up
can't.
casting.
then you can't be politically.
No, so I need another costume. So
Oh. Okay.
what I'm thinking is my idea last year, and they shot this down, and I don't know why, because I think it would be hilarious, is my idea last year. There was a Rocket League stream, I think the day before Halloween. And it was right after the Queen passed away. God love the Queen. Devastating news, the Queen has died. Anyway, I was like, it would be really funny if for the Rocket League stream, that if I dressed up as one of the royal guards with the crazy hat, and I just stood there completely straight and just said nothing and didn't blink, didn't make any comments, and I just stood in between the two casters and just didn't move.
Why did they shoot it down?
Because the coach said it was insensitive, and I was like, towards whom?
Yeah.
We've already gone over this. I don't care about offending British people.
Yeah, come
Sorry,
on.
guys.
God.
You guys aren't allowed to pillage the earth for hundreds of years and have the worst food on the planet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
allowed to pillage the world for spices
I
and
agree-
salt
I agree
and
with that.
sugar.
I
You're
can
not allowed to do
get
that
behind that.
and then have your best meal be fish and chips and the standard
I get
breakfast.
behind that 100%. I agree with that.
You can't tell me
No.
that like a can of Bush's baked beans on a piece of white bread is like you like I'm sorry, you I don't care.
That's gonna make me throw up. That's
So-
disgusting.
And wouldn't that be hilarious?
That would be
like if it cut to the caster's camera and I was
Yeah.
just completely. I think it'd be great.
So what?
I'm,
Do you want to
I'm
try
gonna,
pitching that again?
I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it back, and
Please
I'm gonna see
do.
if they let me do it because I think it would just.
I think that'd be funny.
I think it'd be
I th-
fucking hilarious.
I think they should let you do it. I can get behind that.
I think so too. I think it would be really funny.
You dress up as a traffic.
Get a real
cone and
kick
just
out of
stand
that.
there. Dress up as a traffic cone. Just
But it-
stand there in the middle of like you're standing in the middle of the road.
I guess.
Traffic.
But if they shoot that down, I'm gonna need a backup plan, and I want to do something that's kind of dumb, like something really stupid, just kind of like silly. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be like Iron Man. Like I'm not gonna, nothing like
Right.
that. Like I'm just gonna like something dumb.
You just want to be like a random object, just kind of there.
Sure, like just nothing. Like I want like something kind of like punny, fun, creative. Like just something,
Could you dress up as a video game controller?
No, but that would be like
Yeah, that'd be too wide.
it'd be exactly. It'd be too, so that kind of thing.
Zzz.
I don't know. I'll figure it out later.
Dress up
I
as
don't want to
like a
bore. I
Minecraft-
don't want to bore our 3
a-
viewers that are
a
still
Minecraft
listening.
villager. Just sitting there.
A Minecraft character.
Yeah. Oh.
I played Minecraft the other day. I got the Minecraft kick,
Ooh,
and
nostalgia.
I haven't touched my PlayStation in weeks. And yesterday I
Get
was
on the
like, man, I have the
move.
Minecraft kick like crazy, and so I just played a little bit of Minecraft. It's kind of fun. It's a good game,
I don't even
but
remember.
there's too much going on now.
I just went to school yesterday.
They've done too much. I went to school. I went to school too. I went to class too. I went to one of them.
I know.
The other one I didn't go to.
Boo. That was
Anyway.
me. Tuesday, I skipped the one. Because I had a job interview that I waited. The guy was 20, 30 minutes late, hops on the interview and goes, yeah, we're looking for an immediate position. I'll just keep your application on file. Goodbye. And then just hung up on me. I was like, cool.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole. But
That's
it's
not
alright.
great.
Yeah, but it's
Well,
okay.
I hope he's not listening to this.
I don't really care. It's for a job in Texas anyway. I didn't even want it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
But wouldn't going to Texas be kind of dope?
I mean, yeah, but like I said, it was an immediate position they were looking for, like right now.
Oh, yeah, you can't really do that.
No.
Yeah. That's what happened with that Braver Angels job. They were like, we need you to be full-time tomorrow. And I was like, well, I can't do
Oof.
that. Bless you.
Sneezed and I couldn't. Thank you.
That was like the most polite, quiet, like muffled sneeze I've ever heard.
I like had the sneeze and then I caught myself and then I was like, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. I think that's all I got.
I know, I'm just too boring.
I think that's all I got for the day.
There's nothing else for me.
That was fun. We got a little hour 20. We got a
Hey.
little hour 20, and I like that. They've been getting shorter. We've been doing a little bit shorter episodes, but also I think the one that we just did was 2 hours with Andrew. That was with 2 hours. That was 2
Oh,
hours.
wow.
Yeah. There will be some longer ones coming up,
Woohoo.
maybe, but
Is this
Yeah, I
gonna
think
be
it's
the
all we
last
got.
time I'm on the podcast?
no,
Okay.
definitely not.
Okay.
No.
So I got 2.5 more months and then I'm gone.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do one. I mean, if you're not assuming you're not immediately leaving,
I shouldn't be.
assuming you're sticking around for any amount of time next semester, we'll have you on again.
Okay. Yay!
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good. See you guys. Hey, listen. Caitlyn Scott's graduating in the December.
Woo!
We wish her well. We wish her well. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. I'm not boring.
See ya.